Hey there, Tabitha. It's me, Greg. You know, your wife Samantha's husband.
Oh, Greg, it's been a while since I've heard from you, hasn't it? How have you been? Are you doing well?
Yeah, I'm okay. Actually, thanks to your daughter, I'm the best I've ever been, really.
Oh, well, that is just lovely to hear. I'm glad that you two are doing well living together. Anyways, to what do I owe the pleasure of getting the message from you? I certainly hope that you and Samantha haven't been fighting or anything like that.
No, it's nothing like that at all. We haven't been fighting or anything like that. I actually wanted to talk to you about Samantha's plan to go back to your house to give birth.
Oh, of course. She was going to come here next month, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was the plan. And then I think she was probably going to be there for about 2 months or so. Anyways, I just wanted to double check now that you're still okay and prepare that to do for us. I know that it means a lot to Samantha, and obviously I wish I could be there, but I'm glad she'll be in your hands.
Well, aren't you a thoughtful and polite husband? Honestly, Samantha could stand to learn a couple of things from you.
Ha ha ha, I think Samantha has her own special kind of charm, don't you? Anyways, about while she's going to be there, I was going to send you money for those 2 months so that she isn't a burden while she's there.
No, come now. You don't need to do that. It's just one more mouth to feed. It's not going to take that much.
No. You have to let me contribute something. I'll feel so useless not being able to do anything from so far away. Besides, Samantha is more like 2 months to feed with that baby inside her.
Well, I suppose you are right there, aren't you? But it's so exciting that Samantha's going to give us our first grandbaby here soon. I hope you know how much we've been looking forward to this. You have to know that it isn't a burden at all.
But I just mean that you're probably going to be spending a lot more on food than you were.
And we are more than happy to. But if you really want to send some money every month, then that's okay.
Yes, I really would feel better if I could. And just please make sure that Sam is eating right. But what I am saying, I know that you will. After all that Sam has been talking about lately is getting to eat some more of your cooking. But she'll need a lot to recover after giving birth. So anyways, if I can give you a little bit and feel like I'm doing something to contribute, it'll set me at ease. I just want everything to go well for this.
Oh, Greg, you really are nothing like my husband when I was having Sam. Do you know that?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, I just remember when I was giving birth to Samantha, he was drinking up until the final moment. He said he just didn't realize how much time it would take to give birth.
I see. Wow. I really don't think I can ever do something like that.
I know, and it was bad at the time, but now it's just something that we laugh about. But you ought to be careful. Things like that can end up following you, even if you don't mean for them to. But of course, my husband changed after Samantha was born. It was like something had flipped in him, but it still just boils my blood remembering how upset I was at home then.
Well, I'll at least be sure not to be drinking while Sam is actually giving birth.
Well, I don't think that she has anything to worry about when it comes to you. If anything, I can see Sam causing trouble for you, but not the other way around. After all, she barely has even talked to me when I asked her how she's doing. Don't you think that's cruel?
Well, I think that Sam isn't exactly the most talkative person. We know that, right? But I want you to know that everyone here is getting along and there's nothing to worry about. In fact, she probably just doesn't have much to say to you because things are going so well at home.
Well, I certainly hope that is the case. But still, that doesn't make it any easier not to hear from my own daughter. But I hope that it's because things are going so well for the two of you.
Well, just don't tell her that I told you any of that. I'm sure she would just be worried that she was making you worry.
Don't worry, I won't do anything to meddle in your affairs if you're both happy. I just wanted to make sure that that was actually the case.
Yes, well, it's not going to be easy to just spend this much time away from her. I can already tell that I'm going to be really lonely without my lovely wife around.
Well, yes, it is unfortunate that you can't come along with her. After all, you two haven't spent much time apart at all except for serious times when one of you has to go into the hospital. But you know, after she gives birth, you could come over every weekend if you wanted. We can arrange a room for you two and everything.
Thank you so much, Tabitha. That is really kind of you. But I'll see what I can do with how busy work is.
Oh, are things picking up around the office this time of year?
Well, I was talking to my boss and it sounded like he was only going to let me take off of work for when Sam actually gives birth. So it might be a bit unrealistic for me to be going to your house every week. But of course that just makes me feel worse because it seems like I'm leaving all the child rearing and taking care of Sam to you.
Oh, please. We're family. You don't have to worry about that. If you're really that busy with work, then there's no need to feel pressure to come over every single week. Especially since you would be driving here. There's no use having you on the road in such a state. Besides, I'm sure that there will be plenty of time for you two to spend together once she goes home.
Thanks again, so much. I really mean it. And I'm glad that we're able to talk about this and confirm that we're still able to take Samantha. We'll be in touch. You'll hear from me again soon.
Well, not to worry. Just know that you've got people you can count on. And after Samantha does get here, I'll be sure to give you any and all updates when she goes into labor. Hey, Mom, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I'm on the train and headed to your place. Samantha, are you really sure you should be taking the train all the way here? I mean, you know that your father or I could have gone to pick you up, right? Oh, Mom, there's nothing to worry about at all. I've already sent my bags ahead to your place, so it's fine. Besides, it's a bit late to get off of it now. I see. I remember you complaining about just how much packing you were doing. Are you really sure you needed to bring all of that? It's just clothes and other stuff. Of course I needed all of it. Clothes, huh? I mean, after you give birth, I can't imagine you'll be leaving the house much, right? I know. But are you telling me I'll have to wear the same outfits at home every single day? You say that now, but I bet you're going to feel very different after you have given birth. Okay, fine. Do you want to put money on it? $1,000 says that I actually put in the effort to get dressed in real clothes every single day that I'm there. No, thank you. That is not a bet I want to take when it comes to someone like you. Well, then I hope that means you let me get changed when I want to, and not complain about all the clothes that I have. You really can be a dummy sometimes. Do you know that, Mom? Samantha, come now. That is no way to talk to your mother at all. Sorry. I guess I just feel a bit energetic today. I see. Were you not feeling so well before now? Well, not exactly, I guess. I'm sorry to hear that, Samantha. Well, can you really blame me, though? I mean, I'm literally about to have a baby right now. This is a really big deal, and I guess I just can't help but be a little nervous about it. And I think another reason for feeling this way is that it's just been so long since I've had anything to drink. Well, I was wondering if that might have had anything to do with it. Really? And why did you figure that? Well, because I had to give up smoking when I had you, of course. And trust me, that was not easy. Wait, what? I didn't know that you used to smoke. Yes, when I was much younger. And quitting was not easy at all. In fact, there were a couple of times that I smoked while pregnant with you. What? You're kidding me. You didn't really do that, did you? Well, what's the big deal? You're a healthy adult now, aren't you? I know, but still. How could you do that? Come on, Mom. I understand why you're upset, but you should know that things were just very different when I was pregnant with you. People were worried about different things when it came to pregnancies, and the important thing was trying your best. But anyways, I managed to quit before having you. So anyways, I'm sure that you'll be fine because you're my kid, and so I know there's nothing to worry about. Thanks, Mom. That means a lot to me. Anyways, I'll let you know when I'm close to arriving, okay? Wait, is that? You're just going to go just like that? Yeah, sorry. I gotta run now. Samantha, are you there? I was just wondering if you had any idea what time it was right now. I thought your hair appointment ended a while ago. Little Bryce is crying because he wants you. Oh, hey there, Mom. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. You know, I really don't mind if you want to stay out of the house and have some time to yourself. I know what it's like to be so soon after giving birth, but if you are going to stay out, I just ask that you let your dad or I know beforehand. Well, I'm sorry, but I won't be going home. What do you mean by that? I don't understand. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to take care of Bryce for me. But whatever you do, just please don't let Greg have him, okay? I really mean that. Hold on just a second here, Samantha. What in the world is going on? What has gotten into you? Where are you right now? I'm really sorry, Mom, but I can't tell you where I'm at right now. I just can't. Please, just tell me. I'm your mother. Why can't you say this to me? Mom, please. You have to understand that I just can't. I can't do this right now. Did something happen to make this change in you? You know that you can talk to me about anything, right? Did Greg do something to upset you? Is that why you don't want me to give Bryce to him? Can you at least explain that part to me? I can't. I don't want to and I can't. Please, just stop asking, Mom. Samantha, I am very sorry, but if you're serious about not coming home, then I need answers. I don't want to have to do this, but if you can't give me a straight answer, then I see no reason why Greg shouldn't be able to take care of his own son. Because your father and I certainly didn't sign up to be new parents of any kind when you said you would come here. And if we can't give him to Greg, then that means Bryce would have to go into some kind of foster care system. What's the point, Mom? What's the point in trying to talk to anyone about this? It's not like anyone is ever going to believe me. Samantha, I am your mother, and whatever you have to tell me, I want you to know that I believe you. Well, but you think that Greg is a good husband, don't you? I know that you two talk every now and then. You were even saying how proud you were of Greg and how he was going to be even better than Dad was with Bryce, right? Well, you know that it took me a long time to feel that way, right? I mean, I remember I had half a mind to beat that boy silly, but you don't even know what I have to tell you about him. What I meant by that was that I think Greg is a nice man now. But if you're telling me that he had something to do with this, then that's all the reason I need to be on your side. Mom, thank you so much. Of course. I know that you can be a bit of an odd duck, but I want you to know that I'll always be by your side. And you should know that you can always count on me for anything. Thank you so much, Mom. I don't know what else to say. But I've just been such an idiot, and it made things so difficult for so many people. Samantha, whatever it is that's bothering you, I'm sure that it's much worse in your head than in reality. But please, just know that you can talk to me about anything, and I'll be there to help you. Greg, are you there? I was wondering if we could have a little chat right now.
Oh, hey, Tabitha. Yes, of course we can talk. This is actually perfect since I actually wanted to ask you something as well.
You had something that you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah. The thing is that I can't seem to get a hold of Samantha right now. I'm sure that things are busy there with the kid and all, but would you mind asking her when she thinks she's going to come home?
I'm sorry, but your wife is no longer with us.
Wait, what? What do you mean no longer with us? Are you trying to tell me that Samantha is dead?
I'm afraid so.
But why? How? This can't be happening. Is this some kind of joke? Please tell me that you're lying about this.
I'm afraid to say that it's the truth.
But I just don't get it. Can you at least tell me how?
Well, Samantha simply decided that she couldn't deal with you anymore, so she chose to do the only thing she knew would grant her freedom. But she made sure to tell me all that you did to make her feel that way.
What in the world are you talking about? You're saying that I drove Samantha to this point? But, I mean, this can't be. She can't be dead. Tabitha, this is so awful.
I know that ever since the two of you married, you wanted to make sure that Samantha stayed in the house. You even forced her to quit her job to make that happen, didn't you?
Well, it's just that I was making enough money to take care of the both of us, and she quit her job to take care of our kid. I don't really see what's wrong with any of that.
All you did was pressure her into doing this, and then you were constantly putting her down for not working. You pushed her to absolute limits doing that. Did you know that?
I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
I mean that I know all about how you try to limit her contact with friends, keep her from going out when she wanted. And even if she tried to ever argue with you, you would hit her. You left her with no other choice.
Whoa. That's all wrong. It's nothing like that at all. I'm sorry, Tabitha, but you've got this whole thing wrong.
And just what have I said that you think is wrong here, huh?
Well, first of all, I never said any mean things to Samantha, especially about not working. I mean, maybe I would comment on how she was doing the chores if something wasn't done right or left not done at all. And the only time I warned her about going out was because she was going out to some drinking party with a bunch of other guys. But I didn't force her to stay in, and I certainly didn't prevent her from leaving either.
But what about the abuse? Samantha told me that you would hit her.
Do you really think that I'm capable of something like that? I loved your daughter. I would never do something like that in a million years.
But what about the time she told me about when you didn't like the soup she made? She told me about how you poured the hot bowl full of it all over her in anger. There were burns on her arms for 2 months after that.
Tabitha, you have to believe me. I didn't do anything like that at all. I thought you would have known me better by now.
I'm sorry, but this is my daughter that we're talking about, and I can't just take your word over hers.
But please, you have to know that I'm telling the truth. I really didn't do anything. And I had no idea that Samantha was in any kind of mental state where she would even think about taking her own life. I knew that she was nervous about having the baby, but I didn't think that she was this scared and upset.
You know, for someone who's heard that their wife has just died, you're giving an awful lot of excuses. I mean, if you really loved her, do you think you would even be talking this much to me?
What do you mean? You're the one who keeps asking me questions about this and driving the conversation. But you can't honestly think it's my fault that Samantha's dead.
I'm just saying that if I heard my daughter had died, I don't think I'd even be able to hold a conversation. And I know that no matter what anyone said, I would still be so full of guilt. And yet, here you are, hearing about your wife dying, and you're just trying to make sure your own name gets cleared, aren't you?
But you still don't have any way to pin any of this on me. Can you blame me for panicking when I hear that my wife is dead and you're trying to blame it on me? Don't you think that I have a right to stand up for myself?
I really don't have anything to say to you. Besides, I've already seen Samantha's diary where she locked the way that you treated her.
But that still isn't going to serve as proof of anything.
Oh, it will. Especially when you include the testimony of the plastic surgeon who helped with those burns on her arm. He only realized after the surgery that those must have been the scars of someone who was burnt by another person. And later, he even reached out to Samantha to confirm his suspicions, but she couldn't deny it.
But that still doesn't prove that I did anything to her at all.
I guess we'll just have to settle this in court then, won't we?
You mean that you're going to try to sue me over this? Why would you do this? I mean, Samantha's dead, isn't she? You really think this is what she would want?
Well, actually, Samantha is alive and getting ready for this lawsuit.
Wait a second, she's alive?
That's right. I mean that she has only died as your wife.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you tell me that she's dead like that?
Because I wanted to see if you would admit to the things you did to her. And because Samantha was thinking of running away and leaving her baby with us, never to come back. She pretended like everything was fine at home, but now I know the truth. And now that I do, I'm going to make sure that you have nobody on your side ever again.
Hold on a second. You mean you're really just going to take Samantha's word over mine with no other proof?
I already told you that we had proof. It's over. You're finished. Don't you see that? By the way, I hear that you have a lovely friendship with that Kathy woman.
What are you talking about? Do you mean Kathy from work? Because co-workers is all that we are. Or are you about to tell me that Samantha accused me of sleeping with her?
Well, you basically stole the words right from me.
Well, let me be the first to tell you that that just simply is not true at all. Samantha has got the entirely wrong idea about us.
Do you really think that ever since Samantha came clean to her father and I about all of this, that we've just been doing nothing? No, we've been following her story and gathering evidence, and things are not looking good for you one bit, Greg.
I don't care what Samantha has told you to. I am really telling you right now that she is a liar.
You really seem to forget all about the evidence that I told you we already have on you.
I've had enough of this. Just let me speak to Samantha.
Why, so you can threaten her away from us? I'm afraid that Samantha isn't interested in talking to you right now.
Well, she's my wife, so you put her on the phone right now. I need to tell her to quit lying to you both about this.
If you want to tell her anything, you can say it through me. But I do have a message to you from her. She says that she wants a divorce.
And you tell her that she's dreaming if she thinks that that will happen.
You mean after I told you I have proof of your affair? And the abuse? And all the other horrible things you've done to my poor daughter?
I told you that I didn't do any of those at all. You know how much I care about her. Look, it is true. I was having an affair with Kathy, and that was wrong of me. But I don't want to get a divorce.
Well, it seems like to me you should have thought about all of this a long time ago. Because Samantha is through with you, and if you think that she should stay with you simply because you want her to, then that says more about you than it does her.
Please, it's not like that at all.
It's fine. We'll just see what your boss has to say when I make a report to your office.
What does my workplace have to do with any of this?
Well, you and Kathy are co-workers, aren't you? Don't you think your boss would like to know that the two of you are wasting company time cheating with each other?
Please, this has nothing to do with my work at all. Look, fine. If Samantha wants a divorce, then I can give that to her. I'll even pay for the affair. Just please, make this stop.
Oh no, I'm afraid that this can't simply end with a divorce. The truth of this has to be known to everyone.
Please, I'll pay you $50,000.
You really think that you can buy her silence with just that? My daughter is worth more than that.
Please, I didn't mean for any of this to happen this way.
Neither did I, Greg. Here I thought you were kind, caring, considerate man with a great career and good prospects ahead of you. But I had no idea that you carried such a horrible monster inside of you.
Please, you've got this all wrong. You've got me all wrong. Tabitha.
I don't want to hear it from you anymore, especially not if you're just going to be saying the same things over and over again. You're an adult, and you need to learn to take responsibility for your actions, even if we have to drag you kicking and screaming to do so. In the end, I ended up contacting Greg's office and tipped his boss about his affair with Kathy. In the end, the two of them were caught, and proof was amassed that showed the two of them hooking up during company time. Although Greg had been a wonderful employee with great prospects before him, this was only the first of a number of scandals and infractions that Greg had attempted to hide from his boss. Meanwhile, despite fighting every step of the way, Greg and Samantha were finally divorced. He helped as long as he could, but soon even his lawyers were advising that he just give in before the results worsened for him. Greg had to pay a huge amount of money to Samantha for his affair, as well as child support for his child who he never even got to meet. At work, he wasn't fired, but he was demoted to working in the archives, a room that never even got any sunlight. Unable to stand the rumors of his coworkers, Greg quit his job, gathered what belongings and savings he did have, and moved to another state. It's horrible that we couldn't make him pay even further for what he did to Samantha, but we're just grateful that we've never heard from him ever since then. As for Samantha, she moved back in with her father and I. We've been helping her to raise her little one while she adjusts to the single life. Already, she seems so much happier knowing that she'll never have to take another order from Greg again. Despite knowing all that my daughter had gone through while she was with Greg, I still couldn't help but feel a sense of responsibility and guilt. I had fallen for Greg's performance he put on and fully believed that he was a decent person who was good for my daughter and her future. But I had no idea how wrong I was. But I'm also so thankful to myself that as soon as I realized just how scared Samantha really was, that I was able to take her side uncompromisingly. I could have been suspicious of her for running away and leaving her newborn child with her parents to take care of. But I knew that wasn't the daughter that I had raised. Instead, I wanted to do everything I could to make sure that she was safe and acting rationally. Although we can't always choose our family, it's important that we be there for who we have chosen to be a part of ours. With Samantha back at home and the baby getting bigger, I can only hope that in some way I've been able to make up for not realizing what Samantha was going through with Greg. Needless to say, this whole experience has brought the whole family closer together and made us all realize what really matters to us as a family. I can only hope that this small episode for my family might serve to encourage others to treat your loved ones with respect and empathy. Always listen to a friend in distress, and never take for granted that someone is who they appear to be. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.